So here in the next section, we're going to carry on the work we've done on friction, but we're going to look at some different applications. One of the applications of friction we're going to take a look at are things like wedges. So we may have something where we have kind of like a wedge type deal, maybe a pair of wedges that we have sat opposite to each other that we're using to perhaps support or position a component vertically, and by applying a force to the wedge, we can get a pretty fine, as we slide this wedge in, we have therefore force this wedge up, and we can position components and that type of thing. So we're going to look at that example of friction. Another one of the ones that you'll see in the textbook is if we have kind of like a screw type deal where we've got something kind of looks like this. Essentially what we've got is a helix, a continuous slope that runs around our shaft of our screw or bolt or whatever it is. So we can simulate that essentially as this being a continuous slope and an object sliding up or down that slope. So we can look at friction in that aspect as well. So that's something that's covered in the textbook, but in this section we're really going to, for the most part, just be looking at wedges and these types of problems here. So as I say, kind of friction and lubrication of surfaces and coefficients of friction is a massive area of study. There's additionally a section in the textbook that we won't be going into any detail on that looks at belt friction. So quite often, if we've got kind of like a kind of belt and pulley system where we have belts looped around drums or pulleys, there's going to be some friction and slippage and these types of things. So again, there's lots and lots of things that we could kind of dive into with this whole idea of friction. So the examples we're going to be looking at this week, as I say, will be all these types of things where we'll look at wedges. So go ahead and have a go at the examples.